everyone. The City Council meeting of the City of Maple Heights, Ohio is being called to order on December 3rd, 2025 at 7:02. Would everyone please silence their cell phones? The welcome and invocation tonight will be by Councilwoman Tina Stafford Marbury of District 6.
Heavenly Father, we come to you this evening to thank you for your mercy and your grace. We ask that you open our minds, open our hearts to the things that we need to discuss and get through this evening. We pray for all those that are going through any type of tragedy or devastation in this world. As we know, things are hard right now. We thank you for all things. Through the name of your reigning Son, Christ Jesus, amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which we stand, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Jeanette.
Present.
Jones.
Present.
Tatum.
Here.
Anderson.
Present.
Madden.
Present.
Stafford Marbury.
Present.
Agee.
Present.
Jackson.
Here. And the addendum will become part of the agenda, which is 2025-110. We have a motion to approve the November 19, 2025 regular meeting minutes of council.
So moved. Second.
Is there any discussion? Clerk, please call the roll for approval.
Stafford Marbury.
Yes.
Agee.
Yes.
Jeanette.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Tatum.
Yes.
Anderson.
Yes.
Madden.
Yes.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve the November 19, 2025 regular meeting of council?
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, will the clerk please call the roll for approval?
Stafford Marbury.
Yes.
Agee.
Yes.
Jeanette.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Tatum.
Yes.
Anderson.
Yes.
Madden.
Yes.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve the September 10th, 2025 special meeting of council?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Clerk, please call the roll for approval.
Stafford Marbury.
Yes.
Agee.
Yes.
Jeanette.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Tatum.
Yes.
Anderson.
Yes.
Madden.
Yes.
Thank you. Moving to communications.
Okay. We received notification of a new license that was granted for Maple Mini Mart and Grill #1 Inc., located at 5820 Lee Road South for liquor license, and a renewal for Family Dollar Stores of Ohio, located at 5825 Dunham Road, Suite E in Maple Heights, and that's just for a renewal of their license. No.
So, Council President?
Attorney Consolo.
So Council, so you have to tell the clerk whether you want to request a hearing on either of those matters or no hearing, so she can send it back in. And as I said in caucus, I talked with the police chief and myself, we looked at it, we do not recommend a hearing. So if that's, council agrees, no hearing? Okay, sounds like it, so you can send those back to.
Thank you. Turning to special presentation, the first one by Tina Stafford Marbury, District 6.
I'd like for Councilman Jeanette.
Councilman Jeanette.
Thank you, Council President.
Greetings, Mayor, Council President, City Council members. As y'all know, about a year ago, I couldn't fit this jacket. And now it fits me just right. That's because I knew that I could be better than yesterday if I stayed healthy and I stayed fit. Okay, I may have embellished on that a little bit, but today I'd like to come before you again, as I did some time back, with the agenda of keeping Maple healthy. And we are back today as we are approaching the new year because we have a plan for Maple Heights residents, and we're excited about this. You've seen this young man. He's come before you before. He's trained with a service called Better Than Yesterday Training, a community wellness and fitness program. And the mission of Better Than Yesterday Training is to help our community become healthier, stronger, and more confident, one day at a time. As we enter the new year, many residents share the same resolution to get in shape, move more, and improve overall health. And that is truly a blessing to be able to offer that to the community. And I would like to thank my council members. I would like to thank Councilwoman Edwina Agee for helping to pull together a location for our Maple Heights residents so that this program can come to fruition. And I also like to thank my other council members for helping me introduce this to the city. Councilwoman Dana Anderson, the chairperson for the Community Life and Education and the member of the Community Life and Education Committee. Thank you so much. Thank you, Councilwoman Tangela Madden, for allowing me to come before the committee. But briefly, I just want to bring before you today the owner and the trainer of Better Than Yesterday, a man, Demarius Goodwin.
All right, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Hope your day is going good so far. I'm the owner of Better Than Yesterday's Training, and I had the special privilege to work with Stafford for about a year now, working on building these goals up, helping them become better than yesterday. And that includes physically and mentally. You know, and with that being said, we would like to offer our services to the city of Maple. We want to definitely help out the population become stronger, mentally stronger, you know, physically fit, so they can live exceptional lives going forward. So I want to say January 24th, at the beginning of the year, towards the end of the month, we would like to hold a nice wellness program. I have a Pilates instructor, and I can do the group strength and conditioning program with the people of Maple, and we can really start this year off making an impact on the community. I think this would be great because it would give people a foundation of what they need to do to take care of themselves, and we can start making this change in the community.
Yes.
Council members, do you have any questions?
Councilwoman Anderson?
Hi, is it a cost for this program?
No cost at all. We would like to offer this free for the residents.
Okay. Will that be permanent or is that just a promotion?
We can do it as a promotion right now and down the line. You know, we can discuss what we can do moving forward. Because I do envision us doing 2 days out of the week, one day, Tuesdays and Thursdays at like 6:30. One session Pilates, and then the next one is like group fitness.
Thank you.
No problem.
Anyone else?
Any other questions?
Any other questions?
Yes.
Where are you located?
So right now I'm located in Beechwood. The address is 24,000 Mercantile Road, Suite 13, Beechwood, Ohio.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Really appreciate this. Thank you. Thank you, Demarius. We're looking forward to this. Again, thank you, Councilwoman Agee, for working with us as we pull together the Maple Heights residents for this program. And, you know, I know it's hard for people to believe it's free. Yes, it is. It's free. Because at the end of the day, it's all about your health. It's all about being healthy. It's all about feeling good. It's all about being around for your family. And if there's anything that our team, as community leaders, we can do to make our community healthier, that's what we're here to do, and we thank God for that opportunity. Thank you, Council President. End the presentation.
Next, we have Kenny Stafford Marbury, District 6.
welcome residents. I want to, my colleagues and I are here today to present one of our colleagues that are leaving. So if I can have my colleagues, Councilwoman Agee and Anderson, come up, stand with me, please, and Councilman Jeanette. Anytime, Councilwoman Madden, you have been a council person for numerous of years. And on behalf of, and I have not worked with you that long, my colleagues have, but it's been a pleasure and an honor to work with you. We know that this is the end of your reign, the end of this month. If you could stand, I'd like to, and come stand with me, I'd like to present to you our appreciation. Need a tissue? Councilwoman Madden, you have worked tirelessly for your residents. And I've had the pleasure of speaking with some of them that have expressed that. And I've seen that before I got on council and as I sit here in council for these past 2 years. So I'd like to give you this proclamation honoring you, Councilwoman Tangela Madden. Whereas Councilwoman Tangela Madden has faithfully served the people of Maple Heights for 10 years with dedication, integrity, and compassion. And whereas throughout her tenure, she has championed community engagement, advocated for residents' rights, and fostered unity and transparency in the city governance. And whereas her leadership has strengthened the bonds between residents, empowered voices across the city, and ensured that Maple Heights continues to thrive through collaboration and inclusivity. And now therefore, be it proclaimed that on this day, December the 3rd, 2025, the Council of Maple Heights honors Councilwoman Tangela Madden, expressing profound gratitude for her decade of service and wishing her continued success, joy, and fulfillment in all future endeavors.
Thank you so much. I apologize. I'm a crybaby, so please forgive me. And thank you so much. I truly, truly, truly am truly thankful for the time that I've been here on council. I've had a wonderful experience, and I'm so happy that I was able to serve. I've grown in my spirit, in my religion, and in my city to do what I can to help each and every one of my residents. And I am truly honored to receive this from my colleagues. Thank you so much. Yes, and I truly appreciate each and every one of you. And being that I'm not going to be on council anymore, I still live in the city, and I still want the city to do the best that they can. And I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you. God bless and keep you all safe. Thank you.
There's no committee reports. Moving to department reports, Fire Department, Fire Chief Dan Simon.
All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening.
Good to see you all again. I hope everybody had a nice holiday, nice Thanksgiving holiday. We have the holidays coming up. We've already had a couple of snow events that made things a little bit difficult. I do want to publicly thank Director Cerisi and your department for the job that you did. As a matter of fact, in the mornings after those snow events, our personnel around the table said you guys were out like an army and clearing off the streets. So thank you for everything that you did. It should definitely be recognized here. Councilwoman Madden, I also want to recognize you and thank you for all your years of support that you've had for the fire department. Miss having you on council and miss having our discussions about Cleveland sports and our lamenting about Cleveland sports, anything like that. But we can always still continue those conversations, so thank you. So, for the end of November, the fire department hit a total of 5,985 calls total for the year. Total calls for the month of November were 490. So, for some of the activities and highlights for the month, so if you remember a month or two ago, I had come through and asked for legislation to put in for a grant from Ohio Bureau of Workers' Compensation for their, I'm going to try to get this right, Firefighter Exposure to Environmental Elements Grant. And I'm happy to say that we did receive that grant award from them. So that was for the firefighting gloves and for the hoods for the turnout gear. So we will be getting from workers' comp $9,791.67. And with the city match, which was $1,958.33, so the total project cost is going to be $11,750. So very small price to pay out of our own pocket to get that equipment. So thank you very much for your support in that. So we're going to move forward and work on procuring those items as quickly as possible. At the November Civil Service meeting, the commission did approve the ranking and approval list for our lieutenant candidates I had told you about in the past. At this time, firefighter Andrew Magruder topped the list, and he would presumably be the candidate selected upon the retirement of Captain Rick Techmeyer in February. And then current Lieutenant Brian Mounts would presumably be promoted to the position captain at that time. So when it does come, obviously the invites will go out for this exciting time. We do have a candidate that we are processing because that will vacate a spot in February of next year. So we are working on a candidate right now to move through, trying to start early so that we're not caught behind the 8 ball, and then our manning should stay pretty stable going through early next year, pending nothing changes on that. Finally, I am excited to announce that I was just recently, as recently as yesterday morning, informed that our medical control, Cleveland Clinic, is recognizing some of our personnel for an outstanding job that they did on a call. It is one of the calls of the year that we'll be recognizing at a banquet that they're having in January. So in June, Engine 1 and Squads 1 and 2 responded to a female who was giving birth. Upon birth of the infant was not breathing and was pulseless, and the firefighters performed resuscitative measures on the baby after cutting the cord, and at the same time they were attending to the mother as well, who was having complications from the birth. So as of today, the baby was successfully resuscitated, and the baby is doing very, very well. So very, very surprised to learn. So I'm getting more information about what this will all entail and the event that the clinic is having in January for their calls of the year. With that ends my report.
Thank you. Law Department Attorney Frank Consolo.
Good evening. I'm going to be fairly brief. I was asked to give a rundown on filling of council vacancy, and I think it's a good reminder, we've been trying to do this. So the process has already started with Clerk Sonia and I put together the advertisement. As you know, the position's been advertised for 2 weeks, ending on December 1 applications. Oh, and it's for Councilwoman Anderson seat in District 4, who after, in the new year, will become the council president. So the charter says, in the event a vacancy shall occur in council for any reason, the vacancy shall be filled for the unexpired term with a successor from the district in which the vacancy occurred within 30 days next following the vacancy by a majority vote of the remaining district council persons, with the president of council to be entitled to vote in case of a tie. If not so filled, then the mayor shall choose the successor for the unexpired term within 10 days. So the first part about the unexpired term makes us a little unique. I was in contact with the Board of Elections. Some cities have a provision, if it's so many days before the next election, you have to hold an election. Ours is very clear, and I confirmed it with the Board of Elections. Whoever will fill the seat will fill it all the way through this 12/31/2027. So there won't be a need for any election before that. So that's because of what our charter says. A vacancy shall be determined to exist when an intention to resign is expressed in writing, and if no effective date is stated, it shall be the first act of relinquishment evidencing fulfillment of the intent to resign. So this part of the charter is important as well to determine when council can begin to act to fill the position. In conversation with the councilwoman, I anticipate before your next meeting, the December 17th meeting, she will have tendered a written resignation with an effective date. So when that, as long as that is received before our December 17th meeting, that means at the December 17th meeting, council can vote for a successor to take the office after the effective date of Councilwoman Anderson's resignation, whatever that may be, in the letter. Okay? Because I know there was some confusion about that. And I do know council got 3 applications, as the public is aware, for the vacancy. The interviews were gone through at the December 1 committee of the whole meeting, and I understand there's a December 10 committee of the whole meeting set up to interview those 3 applicants. So that's good. The time would coincide with then for your December 17th meeting. Okay? Any questions on that process? Good?
Questions? No? Thank you. Next, we have Police Department Police Chief Todd Hanson.
Good evening. We are right at 30,000 calls for the year, so we're humming. We're probably hit 32 by the end of the year, so it's quite a bit. Everything else is pretty average, and I don't have a whole lot to report. Other than we've gotten some parking complaints, a number of them, as we always do. I just wanted to put out, we wrote 105 parking tickets just this last weekend. We wrote 300 parking tickets, 300 plus, it's probably closer to 400 in November total. So we are out enforcing parking regulations throughout the city. I know that not every street gets hit every night, and that upsets some people. It also upsets people that get tickets because then they come in and complain. So we get it from both ends. But we are out enforcing it, obviously, with the snow emergencies. Even if we have parking permission given, or if you have a year-long permission, those are not in, you don't have permission to park on the street during a snow emergency. So pay attention to the Facebook webpage for the police department and the city when those snow emergencies go out, and we will keep those updated, obviously. We're supposed to be getting some snow tonight, so we'll see if that goes, if it's not a lot, we won't put the snow ban in effect, but that's what everybody needs to keep an eye on. And other than that, I do have Shop with a Cop tickets. If anybody wants some, I got them here for the evening. Other than that, have a great night.
Thank you. Human Services Department. Councilwoman Stafford Marbury.
I just want to say thank you. The numbers of tickets are rising, and so that's a great thing, and my residents love to hear that, as do I.
Human Service Department Director Jamie Hazeloff.
Good evening. I just wanted to start with thanking Councilwoman Tony Jones for donating hats, gloves, and bags, which are currently being distributed at the food pantry. Also, a thank you to Councilman Tim Tatum for sponsoring a youth bowling night at the lanes. Those who attended had a really nice time. Councilman Tatum will also be providing a Christmas luncheon at the Senior Center this Friday. If you're interested in attending, you can see me at the meeting. That'll be at noon. Also, I'd just like to express my appreciation for Director Cerisi and the Service Department, as well as Chief Hansen and the Police Department, for their assistance with the setup and operation of our turkey giveaway. We distributed over 300 turkeys. The residents were great. They had everything. It went very smooth. It was really nice. So thank you to both of you. A couple just information. There are homestead applications, if you're not familiar, to discount on the property tax. There is also a homestead discount for water and sewer. We have those applications. A lot of times people don't know about those. Homestead is obviously 65 and older, underage disabled. There is a water affordability program though. It's the same discount as homestead, and you can call Cleveland Housing Partners. You do have to go through them for that program. It's income based, and that number for CHN is 216-774-2349. You can always call the Senior Center too. I have all that information. We have applications for those items. Keep in mind, income tax appointments will be around the corner, so you can start calling us. ARP is kind of retooling as far as times, but usually about the second week we're ready to go. So, and I know it's early to talk about it, but we fill up really, really fast. So you can call in February and we may be filled up. So just kind of put that on your radar. A couple events we have at the center coming up. We have a program on December 10th from 10:30 to 11:30 called, it's from iConnect. It's called Boomwhacking, and it's an interactive musical, lightweight musical 2 program. So it might be something working. So they're going to do a demonstration on the 10th. December 11th at 11, State Representative Darnell Brewer will be with us for a conversation, just touching on a variety of topics at the state level. Things related to seniors, and it's a question and answer session. On the 18th, we have a DSAS rep. She's always there on the 3rd Thursday of the month to assist with HEAP applications. And then on the 19th, if you've never come and don't know about the Senior Center, wear an ugly sweater. We're having our holiday party. There'll be games. We got a photo booth with Resi the therapy dog, raffles, lunch, and reservations are 1 week in advance. On Thursday, December 11th, we'll have our second Father's Day Club meeting at 6:30 at the library. And then lastly, I also wanted to wish Councilwoman Tangela Madden well as she steps down. She's served her residents very well over the year. We've received referrals from her and worked with her. She's a very caring individual. Wish her well. I also would like to extend a thank you and wish him well, Council President Ron Jackson. He's been a tremendous supporter of the Senior Center, always donating gift cards, prizes, pies, bags, whatever we need. He comes around. His good spirit and positive influence have meant so much to the center. So I wish him good health and peace as he leaves his role as Council President. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Interim Finance Director Dennis Kennedy.
Hello again, everyone. Good evening. Just like to give you a brief update on what's going on in the finance department. We're very close to being able to catch up on all the financial reporting. We did have some small issues that we worked out with the state auditor, so your audit will be released very shortly. There were some issues there in terms of questions about values, and we got that all straightened out, so that was very good. December's a very busy month in the finance department here. You have to file your year-end statements with the county. You have to file your next year appropriations with the county. Some of those things are addressed in the ordinances that were provided for you that we'll discuss at the finance committee meeting. So we should be all caught up. We had to go back and do open up a couple previous reconciliations to make sure those were correct. And then we'll move forward to get that caught up. That's the biggest stumbling block so far. But the folks in finance have done a wonderful job. And we should be all caught up probably by the end of this week. So you'll be getting some reports in writing coming out very shortly. I can give you a couple of numbers right now. These are obviously unofficial and unaudited. Through the end of November, we took in $16,561,090 in revenue. Our expenses were $16,310,848. This is the general fund. So the unexpended balance in your general fund, $5,484,819. Now against that, we have approximately $718,000 in encumbrances open through the end of December. So our unofficial ending balance in the general fund that's not committed to anything in particular is $4,766,618. I will, as I said, address that more formally in reporting to you once we get everything caught up this week. From an all funds basis, we've taken in $41,046,471 in revenue. That's all combined funds. Our year-to-date expenses for all funds, $40,078,547. It's approximately $1.76 million in encumbrances through all the funds. So our ending balance that's uncommitted to anything as of November 30th, $13,080,564. So we'll get you some more historical information on that, some comparisons by month and by year. I did want to tell you that we now have access to the Regional Income Tax Agency reports online. The total amount that Rita has processed for collections through us, less any charges that they apply to us for those collections or any refunds. Through November, $7,934,403. For the same period last year through November was $8,018,410. So that's a drop of approximately $84,000, which, to the best of my knowledge from looking at some of the detailed reports, probably is solely related to loss of revenue for withholding tax from one of the companies that is leaving the city. Everything else seems to be on an upward trajectory, but we'll incorporate some more detailed reporting for you as part of the permanent budget proposal that we're going to start working on at the end of this month and in January. And that's it for me. Code looks good.
Thank you. Thank you. Service Department Director Tony Cerisi.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Due to the recent, since Thanksgiving Day, our crews have been out since Thanksgiving around 5 o'clock. We were Thanksgiving night, we worked all the way through the night till the next day at 8:30, and we've been out, with the exception of today, but it's still early, we've been out every single day since. We were out Saturday in the afternoon, we were out Saturday night. Sunday, we came in yesterday morning at 4 o'clock. We've been going pretty much around the clock. Usually we don't have this type of weather until January, February. This is a little unusual. Bless you. Within the last 6 days, we used more salt than we typically do. I went back in the records, pretty much all of November and right around mid-December is about the amount of salt that we've used just in the last 6 days. Which brings me to, in the last few years, we've been in good shape because we've been able to manage the salt correctly. I'm hoping to do that again this year. In 2008, the Service Director Association all came together and they put a program together what's called Sensible Salting. And what the sensible salting is basically from 11 o'clock at night till 4 o'clock in the morning, very little material is used. We'll bring out a minimal shift to keep the mains going. Now, every weather event is completely different, so this may change. If it's a real heavy snow, this may change. But we're only doing intersections, hills, stop signs, any kind of sharp curves. And then once we get our mains open, then we're going to proceed to the secondaries, and then we're going to start on the sides. If you live on a flat part of a side street, you're probably not going to get salt. We're going to hit that four-way intersection where the stop signs are. Okay, we're going to intermediately turn that salt on and off. This is a practice many cities are using to preserve the salt. Now I'll get into the resident guidance. I have a lot of residents when I'm out plowing the snow or shoveling the snow into the street. And what happens is it's going to land up right in your neighbor's yard. So I asked if you could throw it to the right, because going in the street just kind of creates a nightmare for us and the plows. A phone call we frequently get after a storm is if you guys could come back because you threw the snow in my apron. Our hands are tied. There's nothing more heartbreaking than seeing a senior citizen outside shoveling their driveway. I've been in a truck quite a bit this week and driving by and throwing 4 foot of snow in their apron. We apologize, but we go home. I leave here and I take care of my dad. He's got COPD and cancer, and I got to go shovel his driveway. So we cannot go back. It's a very common call. I have people literally screaming at me. I shared one phone call with the mayor. Every 4-letter word you could think of, I got called. Now this is something we should be talking about, leaves. Right now the leaves are on hold. These are very expensive machines, okay? They're over $100,000 each for these big machines. When we pick up heavy, wet, frozen leaves, they could damage the machines. I'm going to monitor the situation with my assistant. I'm going to speak with the mayor. We're going to try to get this out mid-November. I've spoken to Garfield. I've spoken to Lyndhurst today. I've spoken to Bedford Heights. Everybody's kind of in the same situation. We're going to do our best to finish this route this year. Fingers crossed. We'll hopefully have a mid-December warm-up. Councilwoman Mann, Council President, God bless you both. Please lose my phone number. I'm just teasing you. Thank you both. Thank you both. God bless you. Merry Christmas, everybody. And I just want to end, this is a story that I've been meaning to tell for a lot of years. Everybody around City Hall, including the mayor, thinks I'm half nuts when it comes to snow. And I just wanted to share a story. This is why I'm crazy. Back in the 90s, I was on the way to the Richfield Coliseum. Stopped at my parents on the way. My dad was there with a couple buddies and their wives, and they were talking. They were asking my dad to go to a flea market the next day. My dad's like, no, I gotta work. The next day, I'm on Donnybrook doing a sewer call. My sister calls me. 2 of my dad's friends got killed head on in a collision because a truck slid on ice and killed them both on impact. And when I went to that funeral, I said, from that day forward, I said, I will commit 100% of my time. I've literally signed myself out of hospitals early to get on this road. So that's why I kind of take this really serious, and I do my very best to make sure our roads are as clean as possible. Thank you. God bless. Merry Christmas.
Council Chair.
Councilman Shinet?
Yeah, Tony, I want to tell you, your crew does an excellent job. And I'm telling you, I come home from church one Sunday, and going through, I had to go through different cities to get home. And when I got to Maple Heights, our streets were clear. I have to acknowledge that. I have to praise you guys. You've done an excellent job.
Thank you.
We can see it.
Sometimes we just get lucky with the timing, but thank you. Thank you.
Vice President,
Councilwoman Stafford Marbury?
I just want to say the work that you do on everything you do is commendable, and I thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm keeping your cell number.
That's all right.
I will be calling. Planning and Development Department, Director Jeff Engelbrecht.
Good evening. It still cracks me up sometimes.
Yeah.
For the month of November, the Housing Department recorded 61 point of sales, 4 additional re-inspections for previous point of sales, 18 rental registrations and inspections, and 1 commercial inspection. The commercial inspection was at 5220 Warrensville Center Road. Weekly reports are still being sent out by Marcella Johnson. She was out for a couple weeks, so if you guys received the report late, it would have came from Ashley. But the reports are still coming out, and those include the complaints that you guys have submitted to the department and the follow-up, the update to those complaints as well. This is a time of year where things tend to slow down within the department, and when things slow down, the inspectors typically begin doing the trainings, specifically with the International Property Maintenance Code, and keeping up to date with some of the changes that are within the code. Last week was, besides Thanksgiving, we lost an inspector to the city of Brooklyn, Ramil. He'll be out. Last Thursday, or last Friday was his last day. And we will be rehiring a new inspector at the beginning of the year. Again, things slowed down. Pete's been doing an outstanding job of covering the entire city. So if there's any questions, any complaints, anything like that, call the department. Pete's out and about, he's in the field, he's doing what he has to do. And I commend him for that, he's been doing a good job. Regarding community development, Small Business Saturday was last Saturday, November 29th. Community Development Manager Anita Butler has done an outstanding job with going out to the businesses and getting them involved. And doing some outreach to the businesses. As part of Small Business Saturday, we featured some of the businesses in the city on our Facebook page and on our Instagram page. Did some reels, some shorts featuring the business, their address, what it is that they sell, and how they like Maple. So some of those businesses included BNK Heating and Cooling, Breakfast Factory, Fluid Bear, Novak's Flower Shop, among others. Part of Anita's position is going to be in regards to the businesses themselves, reaching out to the businesses and making sure that they have the tools they need to succeed. So she's going to be in the field as well, out and about, talking with businesses, going door to door, doing the things that can help the small businesses within the city. That's going to be in addition to assisting with the grants that we'll be putting forward for community development efforts within the city as well. Within planning and development, or economic development, next P&Z meeting will be in January. Before P&Z will be an adult daycare looking to open within Southgate at 5467 Warrensville Center Road. The proposed Granger Road apartment building that I talked about during the last meeting will also be before planning and zoning in January. Reason for that is because we have to send out notice via neighborhood news because there's variances that are being requested and those have to be publicized along with the actual use as well. So it's an apartment building, the use along with the variances need to be publicized, so that's something that's going to be happening prior to the next meeting in January. Other than that, I have no other updates. Oh, no. Councilwoman, along with Council President, it's been great working with you, Councilwoman. I know that I'll probably see you at a Cavs game coming up pretty soon. And Councilman, you're an outstanding individual. I plan to stay in touch with you. You're a great guy, and it's been great working with you both. Thank you.
Thank you.
Councilman Chair.
Yes,
Yes,
Councilman Shinet.
Yes, I just want to commend you, Jeff. I know we have a number of people who came through the Economic Development Department and whatnot and work with the city. But I can say from firsthand experience, I've had a number of business owners or business owners who want to have businesses in the city know you by your first name. And that's good to be out in the community because your presence is known. You know, it's a blessing that you're already tall, so they can describe you the tall man, Jeff. But I have to say that you have a presence in the community, and business owners have spoken you up, and I'm happy to hear that you are in tune and in touch with the businesses in the community. Show that you care for Maple Heights and you want to see the growth of Maple Heights. So several times in recent days, I've heard your name, and I just wanted to make sure that you knew that, and we want to thank you for your service. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Turning to citizens' comments.
Mr. Mike, I can't pronounce your last name. Kathleen. Maple Heights residents, he wants to speak about the ordinance 2025-76.
Good evening. Mike Kathleen, I live on Clement. I'm a resident for 37 years. This is my second council meeting. My first council meeting, an ordinance had a reading. There was had a reading that would require council approval for all city funds spent for refurbishing city buildings. I heard the mayor talk about this, and it seemed like it would be a hindrance to her conducting business. So later, I heard that the section would only apply to amounts over $5,000. I thought, well, that's a little better. But then I looked at the neighborhood news, and there was another vote, and it went back to requiring council approval for all city funds spent for refurbishing city buildings and offices for the purposes of office furniture, decoration, amenities. So I'm wondering, what's going on? What changed? Why the back and forth? As a resident, on my block on Clement, there's been over $500,000 of new residences, new construction in the last couple of years. I'm really, very positive about the direction the city's going. But I just don't understand this kind of micromanagement. So, I don't know, could you enlighten me on what happened? And with that, I'll sit down. And, yeah.
Would anyone like to address it? Hearing none. Next.
Council President.
Mayor.
You took the time to come out to this meeting. This is only your second meeting after 37 years. I can't speak for council. I can only speak for myself. The reason I was given was because I was spending money in places where the road could go on road repair. And my response has been, we had a film crew here yesterday, not here, at City Hall, and there was tons of equipment. Up until 3 years ago, we didn't even have an elevator. You do see to the left of me my council president's in a wheelchair. I will celebrate my 10th year as mayor on January 6th. It was just 2 years ago he was able to come to my office on the second floor because we didn't have an elevator. We cannot build a new municipal center, although we go to various municipal centers. Mr. Rommel, who was a code enforcement officer in Brooklyn, and that is a $20 million complex. So while it would not, you've heard the balances shared by our interim finance director, we have had a positive fund balance for 6 years now. The first 4 years, it was me and the council working through a fiscal emergency, but we've had a healthy fund balance for 6 years now. However, council feels that I spend too much on trying to improve the city. The chairs we sit in this room, which is the seniors' lunchroom, because I don't have the council chambers, are new. The tables that these tablecloths cover are new because the voting tables the seniors had were breaking. The podium, the flowers, the plants, it's me making the best of what we have. The city celebrated centennial in 2015, 100 years, being incorporated in 1915. About everything around here is 100 years old. You do hear various directors say, we got a grant for this, we got a grant for that. So we get a grant for most of the things. The rest is very minimal expenses. We have furniture and fixtures budget that council approved for $40,000. Out of $40,000, I think we spent 14. And that money goes back to the general fund, but it is, speaking from my point of view, I do feel it's micromanagement, and for a person who manages a $41 million budget, I think I've done very well. And I don't think that someone needs to manage whether I buy a sign, $400, and there's signage. None of this is for me. We have brand new signs at City Hall. We have an elevator, City Hall. We have carpet in a room where we will do these promotions for the firefighters once they're promoted. We have visitors and we had carpet that was pretty bad. Because the city for 10 years couldn't buy anything. The service department's did a great job. They have 2 brand new snow trucks. So these are things we're doing. I don't think this is the best use of time. It does not give the spirit of collegiality or respect or trust. But I think in managing a $41 million budget with the support of council and all of these wonderful, talented directors behind me, I don't think it's necessary. However, council has majority votes, and they voted that I have to ask them if I want to buy anything to improve it, and that includes a new coffee maker, a new chair, whatever that might be. Thank you.
Next, hold on, Councilwoman Madden.
Sir, if you would like, I could speak with you after the meeting. This has been addressed many times and it came before council, and there was 3 readings on it. And if you would like, I could speak with you after the meeting if you want that. Okay, thank you.
Next.
Okay, Resident John Kotek. We would like to speak about the travel speed on Broadway from Rockside to Mapletown Shopping Center, set at 25 miles per hour, but the average speed is 40 to 45.
Yes, it is. Hi, my name is John Coach. I've had the property on Marion Street for about, I purchased in December '77. I basically had it most of my life. I don't reside in Bedford. Don't reside in Maple Heights right now. I reside in Bedford Heights, but I own that property there also. So every time I go home, I gotta go down Broadway to Rockside to go home, because I live in Hidden Code Trailer Park on Rockside in Aurora. On the average, and I've talked to my councilman, his man, I'll do 25 and people are passing me, physically passing me like they're doing, I don't know what speed they're at. I've a couple times tried to keep up with them. They're doing 40, 45 miles an hour. Now, if you're coming down Broadway from Rockside Road 6 times to Mapletown, the sign is posted 25 miles an hour. I don't think these people know how to read the sign. Now, it's not only that, but the school buses do 35 miles an hour also. I saw a school bus one day doing 35 and a 25. I don't know how the school board, doesn't regulate, make sure there are school buses or do the speed limit on that scene. But I think you could remember, years ago, I'm going maybe back into the 80s and 90s, the highway patrol used to set up a radar right at the car wash. But I don't see anything going on like that. Is there any enforcement of the speed limit on Broadway? Waterbury used to have a traffic light, which I know used to slow people down too, but between Greencroft and Lee Road, there's no way to slow this, nobody slows down. Everybody just picks up speed, and when they do come to a traffic light at South, they just floor it coming out of South Boulevard. And I just don't know if there could be anything done to slow people down. I don't know what you could do. I don't know if setting up radar is gonna solve the issue or not, you know? So that's the reason I, wanted to talk to you guys about that. But, I'll do 25 because I abide the speed limit. But like I said, a couple times, in order for me to navigate the traffic, I have to do the speed limit. Sometimes the people doing the speed, otherwise I'm gonna get an accident. Somebody will hit me because I'm doing the speed limit and nobody else really is. I mean, it's a rarity for somebody else to do the same speed, do the speed limit as if I'm doing the speed limit too. So that's my issue with. Thank you.
Thank you.
Council President?
Councilwoman Madden?
Yes, and I've spoken to Mr. Kochek many, many times about the speeding. And years ago, I'm not sure exactly how many years, but there used to be a state route where they would sit and ticket, but that has been eliminated.
It's been quite a few years, yeah.
Yeah, it's been eliminated, so there, the residents have to understand that 25 miles an hour is the speed on Broadway, but as you say many times, they exceed that. I almost got hit one day coming down Broadway because I'm doing the speed limit and I wasn't going fast enough for them.
I'm just concerned,
It's unfortunate, but
I'm sorry, you can't,
maybe the police chief can,
can't go back and forth with the council
Oh,
president.
I'm sorry.
yeah, maybe the police chief can, give his opinion on what can be done. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
I don't have an opinion.
Okay.
I have an opinion on everything. So we have been doing more enforcement, just like I talked about, more parking tickets. We have officers that come in on overtime and do traffic enforcement. I will definitely make sure that they hit Broadway. I mean, we try to hit the different areas when we get it. Broadway is particularly hard because it is 25 and that's a slow speed in general, and it's meant for business districts and getting people to slow down so they can see businesses. Plus, it's 4 lanes wide, so there's lots of room, so people feel more emboldened to go quicker. We do have worked with Highway Patrol in the past, but that's their policy to not come on to city streets, incorporated city streets anymore unless for very specific reasons. So we can't really use them anymore, but we are doing more with ourselves, and we're working as we get our numbers increased to do more traffic enforcement overall. But we'll definitely hit that as a special attention.
All right, thank you.
Okay, that's it for citizens' comments. Turning to legislation. Ordinance number 2025-90.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a professional service municipal engineering consulting contract with engineer Matthew M. Jones, P.E., assisting engineers Ed Wren, P.E., and James Shea, P.E., and their engineering firm Chagrin Valley Engineering, effective January 1st, 2026, and declaring an emergency.
This ordinance is on its third reading. May I have a motion to suspend the rules and pass this ordinance on emergency?
So moved.
Second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, will the clerk call the roll to suspend the rules?
Stafford Marbury,
Yes.
Agee,
Yes.
Jeanette,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Tatum,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Madden.
Yes.
Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, will the clerk call the roll for passage on emergency?
Madden. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, Councilwoman Stafford Marbury?
Yes.
She was just telling me the
Is that
order.
it?
She was just saying that the order was off, that's all.
That's it.
Oh, when she read for approval, okay.
Stafford Marbury,
Yes.
Agee,
Yes.
Jeanette,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Tatum,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Madden.
Yes.
Passed on emergency, 7-0.
Ordinance number 2025-91.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept and enter into a subscription order form, 1-year service agreement from January 1, 2026 through December 31st, 2026 with Online Solutions LLC CitizenServe for 11 users to access and use CitizenServe software in the building department, including setup, training, implementation, and data migration. A total cost of $27,299.98 with annual service fees of $19,800 thereafter, and to accept a grant from the First Suburbs Consortium in the amount of $27,299.98 to cover the cost of the first year of the service agreement and declare an emergency.
This ordinance is on its third reading, but may I have a motion to suspend the rules and pass this resolution on emergency?
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Any other discussion? Hearing none, will the clerk call the roll to suspend the rules?
Stafford Marbury,
Yes.
Agee,
Yes.
Jeanette,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Tatum,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Madden.
Yes.
Pass 7-0.
No, one more.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, will the clerk call the roll for passage on emergency?
Stafford Marbury,
Yes.
Agee,
Yes.
Jeanette,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Tatum,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Madden.
Yes.
Passage 7-0.
Thank you. Ordinance number 2025-92.
As amended.
We're gonna go off, we're just gonna notice them as second reading. Correct, Attorney?
No, I would like them read. I mean,
Okay.
that's, unfortunately, it's, for the record, that means that will be their second reading.
Okay, ordinance number 2025-92 as amended.
An ordinance approving and authorizing various transfers of funds throughout 2025 by the Finance Director in the total amount of $285,000
Yes.
from the general fund to the police pension fund, 215, for the purpose of paying police department employee pension obligations and declaring an emergency.
This ordinance is on its second reading. Ordinance number 2025-93 as amended.
An ordinance approving and authorizing various transfers of funds throughout 2025 by the Finance Director in the total amount of $451,000 from the general fund to the fire pension fund, 216, for the purpose of paying fire department employee pension obligations and declaring an emergency.
This ordinance is on its second reading. Ordinance number 2025-94.
Ordinance approving and authorizing various transfers of funds throughout 2025 by the Finance Director in the total amount of $40,000 from the general fund to the COPS Grant Fund, 250, for the purpose of paying police officer salaries and benefits, obligations, and declaring an emergency.
This ordinance is on its second reading.
Ordinance
Ordinance number 2025-95.
An ordinance approving and authorizing various transfers of funds throughout 2025 by the Finance Director in the total amount of $900,000 from the general fund to the SCM and R Fund, which is Fund 270, for the purpose of paying street construction, repair, maintenance obligations, and declaring an emergency.
This ordinance is on its second reading. Ordinance number 2025-96.
An ordinance approving and authorizing transfer of funds in 2025 by the Finance Director in the total amount of $65,000 from the general fund to the Street Light Fund, which is Fund 212, for the purpose of paying street lighting obligations and declaring an emergency.
This ordinance is on its second reading. Ordinance number 2025-97.
An ordinance approving and authorizing advances of funds in 2025 by the Finance Director in a total amount of $350,000 from the general fund to the water usage fund, Fund 219, for the purpose of paying sewer system improvement obligations pending reimbursement from the city sewer use rate charge collected by Northeast Ohio Sewer District, at which time the advance will be repaid into the general fund and declaring an emergency.
This ordinance on its second reading. Ordinance number 2025-98,
An ordinance approving and authorizing advance funds for 2025 by the finance director in the total amount of $80,000 from the general fund to the police levy fund, Fund 230, for the purpose of paying salaries of police personnel and providing police vehicles, communications, and equipment pending reimbursement from the police levy property tax proceeds, at which time the advance will be repaid into the general fund and declaring an emergency.
This ordinance on its second reading. Ordinance number 2025-99.
Ordinance approving and authorizing advance of funds in 2025 by the finance director in the total amount of $90,000 from the general fund to the fire levy fund, Fund 235, for the purpose of paying salaries of fire personnel and providing operating fire apparatus and equipment, pending reimbursement from the fire levy property tax proceeds, at which time the advance will be repaid into the general fund and declaring an emergency.
This ordinance is on its second reading. Ordinance number 2025-100.
An ordinance approving and authorizing advance of funds in 2025 by the finance director in the total amount of $4,000 from the general fund to the EMS grant fund, Fund 256, for the purpose of providing emergency services, equipment, pending reimbursement from the EMS grant proceeds, at which time the advance will be repaid into the general fund and declaring an emergency.
This ordinance on its second reading. Ordinance number 2025-101.
An ordinance approving and authorizing advances of funds in 2025 by the finance director, total amount of $55,000 from the general fund to the COPS grant fund, Fund 250, for the purpose of paying police officers' salary and benefit obligations pending reimbursement from the COPS grant proceeds, at which time advances will be repaid into the general fund and declaring an emergency.
This ordinance on its second reading. Ordinance number 2025-102.
An ordinance determining that Fund 736 is dormant and not needed for a municipal purpose, and authorizing the closure of Fund 736, and directing the finance director to transfer the balance of monies in Fund 736 to the general fund, effective December 31st, 2025, and declaring an emergency.
This ordinance on its second reading. Ordinance number 2025-103.
An ordinance providing a high deductible health insurance plan with the Healthcare Savings Account, HSA, and establishing contribution amounts to the HSA account for non-bargaining unit city employees for the calendar year beginning January 1st, 2026, and declaring an emergency.
This ordinance is on its first reading.
We're gonna vote on it. Yes.
Sir, this ordinance on its first reading, may I have a motion to suspend the rules and pass this resolution on emergency?
So moved.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, clerk call the roll to suspend the rules.
Okay, we got Madden,
No.
Stafford Marbury,
Yes.
Agee,
Yes.
Jeanette,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Tatum,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Madden.
Yes.
Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, will the clerk call the roll for passage on emergency?
Stafford Marbury,
Yes.
Agee,
Yes.
Jeanette,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Tatum,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Madden.
Yes.
Passage on 7-0.
Ordinance number 2025-104.
Ordinance number 2025-104, an ordinance providing for amendment of the annual appropriations from the fiscal year 2025 and declaring an emergency.
This ordinance is on its first reading. Ordinance number 2025-105.
An ordinance providing for and authorizing the finance director to submit to the county fiscal officer a temporary appropriations budget for the current expenses and other expenditures of the city of Maple Heights for the first 3 months of the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2026.
This ordinance on its first reading. Ordinance number 2025-106.
An ordinance fixing the salary and wage schedule for non-bargaining unit city employees for 2026 and declaring an emergency.
This ordinance on its first reading. Ordinance number 2025-107.
An ordinance amending section 1620.01 of the city's fire prevention code concerning adoption of 2025 edition and future editions of the Ohio Fire Code and declaring an emergency.
This ordinance on its first reading, but may I have a motion to suspend the rules and pass this ordinance on emergency?
So moved. Second.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, will the clerk call a roll to suspend the rules?
Stafford Marbury,
Yes.
Agee,
Yes.
Jeanette,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Tatum,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Madden.
Yes.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, will the clerk call a roll for passage on emergency?
Stafford Marbury,
Yes.
Agee,
Yes.
Jeanette,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Tatum,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Madden.
Yes.
Passed on emergency 7-0.
Resolution number 2025-108.
A resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into agreement with Carpenter Marty Transportation to provide professional surveying and engineering services as required to prepare and file the plat dedicating portions of real property that is owned by the city through its land reutilization program to be dedicated for the use as public right-of-way for permanent parcels 781-03013 and 781-03014 on McCracken Road, and a permanent parcel 781-03067 on Greenhurst Drive for the Greenhurst Drive Bridge Demolition Project, ODOT PID 119972, Cuyahoga Greenhurst Bridge demolition, and declaring an emergency.
This ordinance on its first reading, but may I have a motion to suspend the rules and pass this resolution on emergency?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, will the clerk call the roll to suspend the rules?
Stafford Marbury,
Yes.
Agee,
Yes.
Jeanette,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Tatum,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Madden.
Yes.
Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, will the clerk call the roll for passage on emergency?
Stafford Marbury,
Yes.
Agee,
Yes.
Jeanette,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Tatum,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Madden.
Yes.
Passed on emergency 7-0.
Resolution number 2025-109.
A resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract with Senior Transportation Connection to conduct the day-to-day call center scheduling and dispatch operations of the city's senior transit operations for the calendar year 2026 in the amount of $3,333.33 per month and declaring an emergency.
This ordinance on its first reading, but may I have a motion to suspend the rules and pass this resolution on emergency?
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, will the clerk call the roll to suspend the rules?
Stafford Marbury,
Yes.
Agee,
Yes.
Jeanette,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Tatum,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Madden.
Yes.
Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, will the clerk call the roll for passage on emergency?
Stafford Marbury,
Yes.
Agee,
Yes.
Jeanette,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Tatum,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Madden.
Yes.
Passage on emergency 7-0.
Resolution number 2025-110.
A resolution authorizing the mayor and fire chief to accept quotation number 332-8557 by Motorola Solutions, and issue a notice to proceed letter for the purchase of radio communication equipment for the fire department in the amount of $180,042.48 through the Ohio Department of Administrative Services Cooperative Purchasing Program and declaring an emergency.
This ordinance on its first reading, may I have a motion to suspend the rules and pass this resolution on emergency?
Second.
Clerk, is there any discussion?
Chair, do we need to add this to the agenda?
It's
part of the agenda.
We did that already?
Maybe that's co-sponsor.
Any other discussion? Clerk, call the roll to suspend the rules.
Stafford Marbury,
Yes.
Agee,
Yes.
Chanette,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Tatum,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Madden.
Yes.
Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, will the clerk call the roll for passage on emergency?
Stafford Marbury,
Yes.
Agee,
Yes.
Chanette,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Tatum,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Madden.
Yes.
Passed on emergency 7-0.
It ends our resolutions for today. You return to your list of expenditures. Any questions on the list of expenditure? I think it's just one for disclosure here. Turning to the mayor's report. Mayor Ned Blackwell.
Good evening. Thank you guys for being here this evening. You've heard a lot. The first meeting is where we have the directors here, and they give complete reports. They all did excellent reports. I do want to acknowledge the service department for the long hours that they put in. They're here late at night. They do have to get rest, and I think the service director does a great job of managing, just making sure they get rest and a little refreshed, so they're back on the road and doing a fantastic job. Quite dismaying to hear the voicemail message a resident left, the language she used, the names she called these men that are putting 12 and 14 hours into a work day, getting a few hours of sleep to make sure that they plow our streets. I do concur with my colleague. I also go to church quite a distance from here, and the road's pretty treacherous, but very proud to share too when I got back to Maple Heights, very pleased with the work that they do. And the snow does drive Director Cerisi crazy. We just roll with it with him, but he is really a long-time employee that does a great job. Whether it's snow, it's maintaining our vehicles, leaf collection, that passion is in everything that he does, as well as the men that support him. It is one of the best departments that we've had since I've been here. The men that work there do a great job. There's a great deal of pride from the director all the way through the assistant director, and every man that puts on a uniform and represents the city and the service department. Very proud of them all. I do want to share that holiday lighting ceremony, we've had to scale it down. The weather's going to be pretty cold. These guys have been working so many hours, so we're going to keep the lighting ceremony on Saturday at 6 o'clock, or 5:30, I believe it is, at City Hall. Very simple, because they, in addition to plowing snow and cutting trees and the entire infrastructure, they're also the people that break down and set up this room, put up Christmas lights, and so we're going to keep it quite simple because of the weather, and we're going to turn the lights on. This is a project they take very seriously. They've been putting lights up for over a month now, so if you don't get to come out on the 6th, please ride by and see the great job. And they mostly pick the lights. They've done a fantastic job. I also want to share, you heard the finance director refer to In the income tax collection, we're down a couple $100,000. That's because we lost one of our top 10 employers, Sherwood Foods. They closed shop, and that was over 200 employees. The planning development director, Jeff Engelbrecht, and myself were invited to a broker open house. The broker that was listing this property for sale or lease put on an open house to bring in interested persons that might want to occupy this massive space, and it's fantastic. It's a huge refrigeration facility. We're hopeful, and we're still hopeful, but out of the brokers, and I understand it was more than 20, that someone will occupy that property again, and we can recoup that income tax. That's our largest source of revenue, is income tax, followed by property tax. We get a small portion of that, less than 20%. Most of the property tax dollars goes to our schools, parks, and other services. So that's very important, is to replace that income. And so Director Engelbrecht and his department, Anita Butler specifically, has been out reaching out to the businesses. It's very important that we find out if they're moving, if they're expanding, so that we can help keep that revenue here, which is why Small Business Week was such a big deal. I must acknowledge the great work of our new communications coordinator, Sydney Barnes. If you've seen any of the reels, any of the videos, we used to outsource hiring a videographer. She does all of those videos herself. And I had business owners calling and saying, no one's ever come out to feature our businesses. And each reel got over 1,000 views, over 1,000 views. Now that means over 1,000 people here and far from here got to see the businesses that we highlighted this Small Business Week. We do the same thing for Restaurant Week. We want our businesses to know they're our lifeline. They make up that revenue. They help buy the salt. They help pay the salaries of our employees, as well as the elected officials. So we must help them continue to be successful. So that department is a department I spend most of my time in, and it is with planning and development. You heard the director talk about an apartment complex. This is a developer who built his first house. He's a very well-known developer, but his first house was built here about 6 years ago, and he's coming back now with a very reputable architect to do a multifamily unit, one of the first ever here in Maple Heights. We're excited about that. The planning and zoning meetings are open to the public. If you're wondering what's coming up for those businesses that are coming to Maple Heights that have to go to planning and zoning because there's some variance of some sort. I do want to share that I have been to Columbus, been in contact with Columbus, because one of the issues that we have, in addition to this senior center, where we take very good care of our seniors, and you heard our Director of Human Services talk about all the things we're doing for our seniors, Christmas party, this is their facility that's been decorated, we've got a council person donating, sponsoring a luncheon. We take very good care of our seniors. We have to do the same thing for our youth. That's where we've not been able to do as much for our youth. We work very closely and we rely on the partnership with the schools. We did hire a youth engagement manager to help us to do that. And one of the things that's come to my attention, and I hear this from families, is we're building all of these homes. And these are homes that are selling for over $200,000. There's one being built on my street, they broke ground the other day, as well as been a vacant lot forever. I don't want to pay this kind of money for a house and then kids have to go somewhere and go to the playground. We had an incident with the service department. A young lady a couple years ago a young child, not lady, came down the siding board, and the siding board was damaged. And she was hurt because it's old. And these playgrounds were put in probably the 90s. We have applied for grants with the Ohio State budget, the capital budget, and we've been denied year after year after year. We applied for the pool, we get some money for the spray grounds. We're not getting money for the pools. We've been trying for the playgrounds, denied again. So working with Kylan, which we're Kylan Village, it is a nonprofit organization that works with communities to bring kindness, to bring peace, to bring hope. Went down to join them to meet with the commissioner, the senator, and the finance chair to see what we can do to get this funding. And they were receptive. And then I got the call yesterday. They were so receptive that I will be meeting with the Senate Finance Chair on December the 16th. And she's going to review our request for the $550,000 to bring new playground equipment to all 5 playgrounds. Super excited about that. As we continue to really do try to bring the best to our residents, we understand that this is an investment, whether you're a business owner, and you have a business here in Stakeholder, we want to give you a return on your investment, which is why we're constantly promoting your business, whether it's Small Business Saturdays, Restaurant Week, or highlighting you at Music in the Park as a sponsor. We also want to complement what our developers are doing. They're building homes here, or they're renovating homes, that the families that go in those homes have a place, the children have a place to go. And so that's why this playground funding is so important, because that's the feedback I get. Father's Club is our second meeting. Our first meeting was extremely successful. We had Al Grimes from the Fatherhood Initiative from Cuyahoga County come out to meet our men, and this is a response to how do we help our youth make better choices when they're getting themselves in trouble. We have a juvenile diversion program that's funded by the county. These are young men and girls that get in trouble, and we have a professor of African Studies and Business Reserve that runs our juvenile diversion program. But what can we do to empower families, fathers and mothers, and other caretakers, grandparents, help these children make better decisions? Mentoring works, and so that's why the Spouse Club is so important. I'm equally excited about the second meeting that's going to happen on December the 11th. I do want to give credit to Brandon Beck, who is a former Mustang student, who's really put a lot into developing this Father's Day program. To Councilwoman Madden, best wishes on the next chapter in your life. Thank you for your service. We've served a long time together, 10 years for both of us. So we started off together, and you're leaving a little bit early, but I know you will still be around. So best wishes to you. Thank you for all that you've done for this city, and just the heart you've had for the work. Council President Jackson's not his last meeting, so there is something in store for you, but just wasn't quite ready. But for those of you who may not make the last meeting, for our directors and our chiefs who don't come to only the first meeting, we will have a small celebration for Council President Jackson, and that invitation's forthcoming, and everyone's invited. I will get that out soon, but thank you for what you do. But I'm saving that till everything is put together, to acknowledge you in the way I think you should be. You've been a wonderful, wonderful public servant. I do know you spent time on planning and zoning. I think at 4 years, you were council person for 8 years. You've been council president for 8 years, and then the best council president anybody could ask for. You've been a great supporter, a man of compassion, a man of integrity, a man of grace, and a man of just a great quality person, a wonderful dad and grandparent. I'm gonna miss my friend, but we'll say more in the next meeting. And with that, end of report. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for those kind words. I have a couple of things here. I want to kind of chime into something that the fire chief always talks about, but he missed it this year. And I want to blend it into, we have a lot of seniors in our neighborhood, and we have a lot of snow on the ground. And I would just ask that some teenagers around might take up the task of plowing some seniors' driveway and taking their trash cans in and out, and also clearing the fire hydrants. That's a safety picture. And you might think, well, the senior, they're not going anywhere, they don't need their driveway plowed, but they do. If something come up and EMS have to go visit that person, they want to be able to get up and down that driveway safely. So I would ask that you kind of take a look at some teens out there that take that task on. Then finally, I would like to want to say thank you to some people. And excuse me, I want to turn around for a second here. To the directors. It's been a great 12 years. Mr. Kennedy haven't been as long. Jamie, it's been over 20 years that she has been in service, and I've been here at the Senior Center. I just want to thank you all. Everybody has been very professional in their service, and my interaction with each one of those, even though they're different, they should be different, we all are different, but it's always been good. I want to thank each of you for all the support that you've given me over the years. Chief Hanson, thank you too, and I have my back to you, but I want to thank you also. And then there's one other person I want to thank. They're not here, and that's Linda Volpad. Again, 25 years, 23 years of service. Thank you. 23 years. I've been coming to the Senior Center for different things and everything, so I just want to thank everybody here. My council people, I want to, we've served a lot of years together. This has been a highlight of this chapter of my life. Looking forward to the next one. I've made some very good friends on council. I hope those things continue. To the mayor, it's been a great ride. From your first day, coming in, being sworn in and knowing the city's in fiscal emergency, I mean, that took something, and look where we are now. To the residents of Maple Heights, I want to thank you for all your support over these years, all the elections that I won, and the support that you've always given me. The Christmas cards that I received, just the well wishes, people blowing a horn as I ride down the street. I appreciate you all. And with that, that's in my report. Turning to the council reports now. Councilwoman Tina Stafford, Marbury District 6.
Good evening, everyone. What I forgot to say is that after the meeting, there's cake in the back. I was trying to say this on myself. There's cake in the, will be cake in the back for those that can stay. I did also go to, Director Hazenall spoke of the turkey giveaway, and I did go stop up at the turkey giveaway, and they were having a great time giving out turkeys. They had music playing, they were dancing, it was cold, but they were getting it in and taking care of our residents. So I was happy to go and attend that turkey giveaway. Council President, you spoke about youngsters and shovels, and to my surprise, with all the snow, I saw at least 4 or 5 couples, kids and couples walking up the street, which I had not seen in quite some time. So they were out there with those shovels, and hopefully the residents took advantage of that. And even though it can be a scary time these days, that they will take advantage and let the youngsters come out and give them something to do productive in their being out there like that. Hopefully, Mayor, you have a good meeting on December the 16th. Sounding positive, so I'm right there with the positivity. I also wanted to, District 6 is having their district meeting on December the 8th. I have announced that before. It's cold outside, so I have not traveled knocking on doors to drop them off as I did my other 1,500 flyers. But I will be sending out emails and text messages to all of those emails and phone numbers that I have that I can text out to. I wanted to, So I wanted to also address the issue. I know that you all have been hearing us talk about to the interim finance director, thank you so much for all that you're doing. You're doing things in a different way. Doesn't mean the other way was wrong, but I appreciate being able to look at these things that you want to institute, doing it in real time, instead of going back and looking at them later. So that's a great thing. I appreciate that. So we see that, and what I want to make mention about that is we're doing a lot of transferring and advances and things like that to get things paid and keep things paid. Some of this was already done, as been indicated. It's already been done. We're just now going back so that it can be done in a way that we're going to be doing it going forward. So I just wanted residents to realize that in case anyone had a question about that. And I also want to bring that out to say there was question when there were some city meetings had and talking about council budget, and council may not have money at the end, and I tried to explain to people, monies are transferred and whatnot, that's what happens in a budget. However, none of these things are council's budget, just saying. So this is how operations go. As far as, I know the gentleman, if he's still here, I can't see, he's gonna talk to Councilwoman Madden after the meeting, or perhaps he'll reach out to you at another time. It's not about the numbers, and we have numbers to, and that's, just something we wanna do. There was concerns that came up, not saying anything's wrong or not, but there is, if you have been listening through some of these meetings, there's been an internal audit done, and so it was some concerns that gave council cause to hold spending unrelated to daily operations. So the gas and the lights and the waters and everything will still be paid. It's beautification and and furnitures and things, just like the ordinance says. So it's not gonna hold up anything that needs to be done within the city. And we discussed that with the mayor, and that's, as soon as those things are rectified, then things go back to the way they should, unless some other resolution comes up. But it's just being good stewards of your money. That's not a full-time thing. I want to say happy holidays to everyone. If you don't make the next meeting, happy holidays to everyone, your families. Enjoy, stay warm, stay safe, watch the roads. Thank you, and report.
Thank you. Councilwoman Kavuna Aishi, District 7.
Good evening. I would like to thank all of the volunteers who came out to support our Thanksgiving produce distribution on Monday, November the 24th. Your service and dedications are truly appreciated. A special thank you goes out to Ms. Kimberly Brown from Savor Health for providing valuable information and tote bags for our residents. Our Christmas produce distribution will take place on Monday, December the 22nd, from 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. at 5345 Warrensville Center Road, next to the Beauty Exchange Supply Store. End of report.
Thank you. Next is Councilman Stafford, Senate District 1.
Thank you, Council President. First and foremost, I would like to thank the police chief and the police department for allowing me to use the West Side Police Substation for our Thanksgiving giveaway. We had a great turnout of residents from District 1. We gave away turkeys and ham at that event. So as my colleague, Councilwoman Agee, was organizing things on her side of town at Southgate, we were doing our thing up at the police substation. So I want to thank the police department. The station was perfect for that event, and we're happy to have it there on the west side of Maple Heights. So truly appreciate that. Secondly, one of the things we do as elected officials is try our best to assist our residents with different needs, whether it be mediation, whether it be just contacting the different departments in the city to assist our residents in things that they may need. We are their voice, so we try our best to accommodate them. And in some instances, they even reach out. I know myself, because I'm a deacon at my church, or mayor's a deaconess at her church. Sometimes they reach out and ask us to pray for them, and I don't mind doing that. And I really appreciate when residents can look at us, as elected officials, but also even as a friend or family. Now, there are certain things that they do ask of us, and we want, again, do our best to help our residents, but anytime it comes to matters that may consist of, to use example, legal or police enforcement, we just like to let the residents know those are things that we are not authorized to take on. And sometimes, I do have to inform my resident that is a police matter. I need, I don't mind reaching out to the police department for you and having them touch base with you, but there are certain things that I cannot do, and I just want to make sure the residents understand we want to do our best for you, but there are going to be those times where there are going to be things outside of our lane that we cannot assist with, but we will do our best to point you in the right direction. And so that being said, I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. We'll see you again before Christmas, Lord willing, and a Happy New Year, just in case we don't see you. I pray that you and your family are at your best, and that you all had a great Thanksgiving. Thank you for coming out this evening. In the report.
Next is Councilwoman Tony Jones, District 2.
Good evening, everybody. On the back table is a calendar from the Greater Cleveland Food Bank. They have a community resource center, and the calendar has dates and times of different programs that are there to help service people, especially during the holidays and in people's times of need. They also have a separate function which also gives away food, and there's also a calendar there that provides you the times when that's available. One thing that the fire chief didn't say, number 2, is reminding people to change your smoke detectors and change your batteries and watch where you're putting your space heaters. There already was, just on Facebook, there were a few fires that had happened. I don't know the cause, but it's the time of year where, you want to try to save on heating bills, so you might use your space heater. Keep them away from curtains or anything that's flammable. I also heard that it's not good to sleep with them because of, various reasons aside from maybe even carbon monoxide, so you have to also be careful with that. Also change your furnace filters. It doesn't have your furnace work as hard if they're clean, especially if you have pets. So that's basically all I had to say, and to let Councilwoman Madden know that we appreciate you for your service and good luck on your future endeavors. End of report.
Councilman Tim Tatum, District 3.
Good evening, everyone. As our Human Resource Director stated, we had a bowling party last week, and we had a nice turnout for the youth. Like, we don't have a lot of stuff for youth to do, but it was nice to see that the youth and their parents were out to enjoy the party. Also, this Friday, and I don't know what the reservations look like so far, but I'm having my 3rd annual holiday party for the seniors. So if you can make it out, I think it's from 12 to 2, please plan on attending. Also, I want to thank our service director for the great job he's done, Tony, on especially District 3. And more importantly, that Libby Road Bridge, it used to be a county bridge years ago. And I was working for the county, that was our responsibility to get the snow off the bridge, in the winter time. But what I want to tell you is, I seen your men out there, and there had to be about maybe 8 to 10 of them shoveling that bridge by hand. And I just like saying, Lord. I'm glad that, I don't know if it's still a county bridge, but I know y'all take care of that bridge, and that's a lot of work, man, because I used to do that, shoveling that one bridge. We had snowboards at that time. I got a snowboard if you want to use it. I don't know if we got snowboards, and I'm going to talk to my colleagues. We got to buy these, our service employees, at least 2 decent snowboards to go over that bridge and some other bridges in the city, because when you out there and it's probably 30 degrees out there and you doing it by hand, that takes a whole 4 or 5 hours, if not longer. But I really appreciate what you're doing. Also, all of my colleagues like to brag on their districts and what's going on, whether it be new homes going up or new businesses coming into their districts. But our housing market is on fire. I got 2 new houses that was built in my district, 5179 Milo and 5197 Milo. 2 beautiful homes going from anywhere from $250,000 to $300,000. They built 6 of them last year, and they all sold for right around that price range. I would never imagine that we would have houses going for $200,000 to $300,000 in our city. And I'm very proud of that, and that's why I want to stay. And one last thing before I let you all go, we're all talking about helping the seniors out as far as snowing, plowing the snow and shoveling snow and things of that nature. And I'm going to work with my colleagues in the near future. I want to get this done probably in about 2 weeks. Operation Snowfall for some of the seniors that can't get out, because I was shoveling my driveway, and I had to have some of my senior residents on my street, just to get out of their driveway. So I'm looking for volunteers, and I want to get this going in the next 2 to 3 weeks, so we can have volunteers to just shovel the seniors only, and anywhere in the city of Maple Heights, wherever you live at. I don't care if you live in District 7, 4, 3, 1, whatever. If you call, we want to be able to send somebody over to your residence to assist you in moving some of that snow out the way, so the first responders can get to you if needed. Or you just getting out and not being snowed in, you can't get to the store to get food for your family. But we're gonna try to get this done in 2 weeks. Hopefully we can have, before Christmas, we can have a crew of maybe 5 to 6 people that want to volunteer their time. My phone number is 216-704-4160. And if you're willing or you want to volunteer, let's sit down and have, something to eat or whatever, watch a football game, whatever. But I need some volunteers, and I need them immediately. So, and this is for any senior in the city of Maple Heights. No matter what district you live in, I just need about 8 to 10 bodies to help us. If somebody gives us a call, we can go to their house and get them out. But that's it. I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. I want to thank my colleagues for their service to the city. Councilwoman Madden, congratulations on, I don't want to say retirement, I guess you just said I'm done with this, but I want to wish you well in your next endeavor, whatever that might be. We didn't always get along, see eye to eye, but I wish you nothing but the best in whatever you decide to do moving forward. And with that being said, everyone have a blessed evening, and I'll see you at the next meeting.
Thank you. Next is Councilwoman Dana Anderson, District 4.
Good evening, everyone. One thing I just wanted to share is really of importance is when this heavy snow hits, it is very important for our residents not to park on the street. We do have a snow ban when snow hits like what it just did. And the reason being is because the trucks cannot plow properly with individuals having their cars on the street. So it's very important to please do not park your cars on the street when we have heavy snow. Also, on December 20th, District 4 will be having Pictures with Santa. It'll take place at the library on the 2nd floor in the children's section. It'll be from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. And I am inviting all the other residents, all the other council persons, if you'd like to share with your residents, you can. Again, that's Picture with Santa from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. on Saturday, December 20th. And we will have cookies and hot chocolate for the children and the adults as well. Thank you, everyone. Have a great evening. End the report.
Councilwoman Tansy Madden, District 5.
Good evening, everyone. First, I would like to say thank each and every one for their warm wishes. I truly appreciate it. And I'm going to take my next end of my years to relax and enjoy what God has given me. I have been blessed. I retired from Cleveland Clinic for 25 years and then never thought I would start another job. Never thought. But with the wonderful person that I was working with, you guys know her, Naomi Mitchell. She was really wonderful, and I got involved with her, and I said, okay, let me try this. And never thought that it would last 10 years. And I truly appreciate all the administration, working with them, because they've been wonderful. I've never called any of them for any issues, and there was a not welcoming the call and trying to help where they can. and I truly appreciate that. To all my colleagues, thank you, thank you, thank you. And this will not be where I'm just gonna walk away. Like I said, I still live in this city, and if I can do anything to help, to assist, I will be more than happy to do so. And to my residents, they've been wonderful, wonderful. And I truly appreciate their support over the years, because if it was not for them, I would not still be in this seat. And it was my choice to say, you know, I'm not going to push forward for another 4 years. And I prayed on it, and he gave me the right answer, and I'm truly grateful. And thanks, everyone. God bless, and have a wonderful evening. Thank you.
Thank you. I want to thank everybody for coming out. Have a safe drive home. This council meeting will end at 8:52 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you.